Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, family. Peace to the guys. This is Master Teacher Javier coming to bring light and peace upon the minds of you all. I wanted to make a video today based on us as a collective. I wanted to talk about how important it is to move in oneness and not separation. When we live in separation, we tend to create problems for ourselves individually. And let's just, just take a look back and see how much we are connected. And when we lose sight of that, when we lose sight of being connected and understanding each other, it creates a disconnect. And when we have these disconnects, it creates a separation. And when people are living in separation, we tend to suffer, we tend to feel alone, we tend to burden life on our own, not knowing that if we were to move in a collective and know that everything around us, from the people that come in our lives, that gives us the things that they give us, if we choose to acknowledge that it's the situation and those people aren't separate from me, our situations becomes a lot more less heavy, if that makes any sense. It's less of a weight on our shoulders once we are able to actually identify how we connect with certain situations and certain people, especially in circumstances that we don't understand. You have to understand that everything that comes in your life is meant to come in your life. It's all destined for it to happen. And a lot of the times, I feel like we don't know the importance of why things are the way that they are. A lot of people dislike the way that things are, but if we was to sit back and try to understand everything, and to understand everything, you must become one with everything around you. You must look at everything around you, from the people, from the environments, from every single situation and circumstance. You must tie all that to you, and you must understand it. What I mean by that is, okay, if we're working jobs that we don't want to work, ask yourself, what is it telling you? What is it showing you about what you're doing? Even from the people we interact with at work, it can be someone that you don't like, or someone that gives you a hard time at work. You have to tell yourself, you have to understand that that person is being used as a catalyst for a certain reason, to show you something about yourself. Now, if you're just sweeping it under the rug and you're just choosing, well, I just don't like this person, you're failing to realize the information within that person, because we all are granted a journey, and within that journey, we have this path. And this path causes things and situations and people to enter those things to show you exactly who you are and where it's going to lead you. And if we are understanding, or if we're not making a connection, like, okay, why is this person being placed in my path? Why did I run into this situation? Why did I hear this from that type of person? You have to understand, we are all connected. We are not separate from each other. I, as a master of self, know that I am you, you are me. You are just a different being, a different vessel, a different form of consciousness being used for a certain thing in this reality that we all collectively experience. And if we are living in separation, we are in constant disconnect. We are constantly disconnected from everything. You have to understand that everything, literally everything that happens in your life is happening for a reason, and it's a collective of information through the experiences that you're having through these environments, through these people, through these situations, through these problems. You have to understand that every problem has a solution to it. In order to find that solution, you have to tie yourself to that problem and to that reality. You have to connect with your reality, and when you connect with your reality, you realize that you're not separate from anything. Understand? And with me being a master of self, I honestly, once I start applying oneness in my life, once I start actually knowing internally and living by this, I'm not separate from anyone. I know for a fact that people don't come in my life just to come in my life. There's reasons why people come in my life, or I will go through something very hard, and I would literally know that this is showing me something that I need to fix within myself. This situation is happening to me for a reason. So this is your life, your path, your journey is strictly designed for you. It's designed for your consciousness, your being, and for your own growth. And you have to understand that everything that you experience, everything that you observe is vital information. It's vital information because it's information about you. I say this again, everything that happens to us happens for a reason, and 9 out of 10 is there for our growth. Is there to show us who we truly are as people, whether you choose to like it or you don't like it. If you have a resistance towards something, it's telling you something about yourself. If you are indulging and you have this real passion about something, that's telling you something about yourself. And we attract these things. You also have to know your mind and your subconscious and what you tend to attract in your life, because that's in fact who you are. A lot of the times people don't really understand the power of their mind, because if you were to understand the power of your mind, you would know the power of the subconscious. And with the power of the subconscious, you would know that we're constantly manifesting the things that we have in our life. So if you are a person that's living an everyday life that's unsatisfied, that is not content with where you are, then you have been failing to realize the information about yourself, and you've been disconnected from everything that is you. And once we start implementing, everything is me, everything is a collective of consciousness, and I have to understand what this stimulation or what this means for me. We must know the importance of oneness. We must know the importance of the collective, because once we fail to live in separation, then we literally have pains and aches and heartache. No, we as natural conscious beings, we are spiritual beings. And when I say spiritual beings, the word spirit means energy. So everything around you is a collective of energy. And if you aren't in tune with the energies that you're putting out or the energies that you have, then you're living in a blind state of knowing who you are. And to know who you are, you must know that you are everything. Without your observation, nothing exists. Without your observation, nothing exists. Literally, we have to lose the ideals of feelings and the illusions that we have, because we've been literally, it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but we've been conditioned and programmed to live in separation, to live out in the external world rather than knowing the internal and what we actually are as a collective of people. I just really wanted to put that out there. It is very, very important important for us to know what oneness is. It's very important to know that we are a collective of consciousness that's all tying back to the source, which is the all, which is the most high, which is this experience, which is all that we are. And if we're putting our faith into something that's external from us, we are people who do live a life that believe in things that's external, that's outside of them. They tend to still have fear. They tend to still question life. Understand, when you live in separation, it's a part of separation that allows you to suffer because you aren't connected with yourself. In order to be connected with yourself, you have to understand that everything is you. Especially when it, like, for example, and this is how you know. Everybody tends to be living in their own world, right? Everybody has their own way of thinking, own way of being, right? But we all live in this body, this collective of energy, experiencing each other. And it's a frequency. It's a frequency that you attract. It's your mind, it's your subconscious that attracts these different consciousness that is a part of you. You can, it may seem crazy, like that's how disconnected we are. That's how, that just came to me, oh my God. That's how disconnected we are. The reasons why we look outside of us and look at other people in separation is because we simply don't understand ourselves. There's different states of consciousness, there's different states of vibrations that comes to us that we attract, that we don't understand or necessarily try to seek out the information that allows us to know more of who we are. Like, for example, me being a person that practices this within my life, anybody that comes into my life, I know that they're there for a reason. I know that they're there to show me something, whether it's that I've healed or that I have not grown from a certain way of thinking, a certain vibration that's subconsciously within me. Oh my God, I mean, people who are just now awakening and people who are seeking this type of information I'm talking about will truly understand what I mean when I say you are everything. Because once your mind literally conceive that thought, once you impregnate yourself with that thought of I am everything, I am you, you are me, you literally feel at ease with things that comes into your life, because they're lessons that you're willing to be aware of. And not only be aware of, it's a level of awareness. It's a level of awareness. Once you are truly seeking yourself, everything starts making sense to you. Why is that? It's because you are everything. Things that happens to you on an everyday basis is happening for a reason, and it's only showing you more and more who you are. And if you are living a life that you do not like, then that means you are just simply disconnected, and it's okay, because a lot of us live in separation. A lot of us are disconnected. But how to get connected is to, for one, know that everything that's happening is a collective of vibration and frequencies that is infinite possibilities of your mind. And you have to ask yourself, well, what type of mind do I have? And what type of mind, who am I? You have to ask yourself, who am I? And the things that you do not like, you have to mentally, internally go within and discipline yourself to where you know how to implement the things that you do and do not like when it comes to all the things that you are doing and living by. Understand that things that you are in resistance to is telling you something about you. Things that happens in our everyday life, we attract those things to happen. And we're all doing it. And we're all doing it, even through other people. So, peace to God. That's all I really wanted to say. Food for thought.